be doing it so.
Today we're leaving Colombo for our biggest adventure yet. We're going to learn to become tuk-tuk drivers. When Matt told me about this idea a few weeks ago, I wasn't really sure if you could actually rent a tuk-tuk, and also, is it safe?
It got quite intense quite quickly.
So we're actually working with a company called TUK Tuk Rental. They're going to give us our own tuk-tuk for the next 2 weeks, where we'll be exploring all of Sri Lanka, and we're about to head for our first driving lesson and pick up our own tuk-tuk.
So it's 3 hours later and we're almost ready to drive away in our very own tuk-tuk. We got here, filled out some documents, watched a briefing video, and then we just had our tuk-tuk driving lesson, which was
An experience.
I found it quite difficult, but I think it is sinking in. It's just like something I've never driven before, so yeah, we'll get there.
We'll get there. They're pretty intuitive, so there's not much to them, but it just takes a bit of getting used to with the gears and like getting used to the clutch and things like that. Really glad that we had almost an hour-long lesson, I think, so feeling ready to tackle the roads. Job one is just get back to Colombo, because the roads in Colombo are intense. That's job one. All right, let's go. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, it feels very different not having the instructor in the car.
Yeah, it does.
And we've got a long drive back to Colombo. Alright.
Yeah, that was good.
We're on the main road.
Oh.
Let's go. Oh no, it's neutral.
Yes, that's it. Got it.
So rules number 1 is buses rule the road. Rule number 2 is size matters on Sri Lankan roads. The bigger you are, the more priority you have. So as a tuk-tuk, we have very little priority, and I'm planning on respecting that. Alright, hour and 20 minutes to Colombo, according to Google Maps. In tuk-tuk time, I have no idea.
So we're now getting closer into Colombo, and the 2 things I've noticed most are, number 1, it's getting a lot busier, and number 2, more tuk-tuk drivers are noticing us, and they absolutely love it. They're sort of waving at us, thumbs up. We're officially in the tuk-tuk club.
Nice, man.
Holy crap, I'm driving on the road in Sri Lanka. I never thought I'd do this ever. I didn't think I'd be doing it so.
That was a close one. We almost lost our action camera. We attached it to the windscreen to get like a shot of us while driving, which I thought was really cool. But then Laurie was talking to it and it just fell off the windscreen, bounced on the floor, and then almost like an inch away from bouncing into the road. And that would have been that action camera absolutely crushed to bits. Oh, that was a close one.
Kind of driving through Colombo.
It got quite intense quite quickly. And that's for why.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I think I was in the bus lane.
Oh, okay. So just can't win against these guys. They are the masters.
It's like if the buses aren't trying to kill you, the lorries are. Yeah, quite intense at the moment, but we're still making progress.
They look pretty calm.
Yeah. It's just
Nervous laugh.
it's just the horns are a bit intense. They're not just like a little boop boop boop. It's like a brrr, and they're dead loud. Thank you.
Well done, Van.
Piss me. That was crazy. Can't believe we just did that. Driving a tuk-tuk in Colombo. It's been exhausting, but also one of the best things we've ever done. I think we should be really proud of ourselves there, because you were struggling in the lesson, but turned it around and drove half of that and smashed it, even with some difficult circumstances. And then I drove through Colombo during rush hour, which was crazy. That was intense, but I'm so glad we done it. And I think these next 2 weeks are going to be an incredible adventure. So, yeah, plan for tonight is shower, because driving tuk-tuk is sweaty work, and then get some rest, because tomorrow we've got a long drive down to the south of Sri Lanka to a surfing spot, hopefully. So, yeah, let's go eat. Good morning, it's another beautiful day in Colombo, Sri Lanka. We're up bright and early so we can get hit on the day and get some good driving done. Today is literally just get from point A to point B. Point B being all the way south at a beach we're planning to surf at tomorrow. Laurie's just nipped inside the supermarket to get us some breakfast, and then we'll be back on the road. Also, we will show you around our tuk-tuk at some point, so stay tuned for that.
Decided to give our tuk-tuk a name. So yesterday we were trying to think of names, but we couldn't come up with anything. But now that Matt's had some caffeine, he's had ingenious thought, we should name him. Do we think?
Yeah.
Him Abu, after his registration. So this is our friend Abu. Just decided to have a quick break because that was some intense driving. But now we're at the most amazing, beautiful beach. I think this is just the start of amazing beaches, but look at this.
So we've been driving for about 2 hours and we found a quiet spot to give you a tour of Abu, our tuk-tuk. So this is our Indian-made tuk-tuk, and it has an engine of 200cc, so not a huge engine, but we haven't found it lacking in power so far. The seats are actually very comfortable. So we've got our driver's seat here, and then our passenger's seat, if we do want to pick someone up. We've got our fuel tank here. And then coming on to the engine. This is our 200cc engine. And then right down here, not sure if you can see the little green thingy above. Don't get too close, it's very hot.
It's in there somewhere.
Is our oil dipstick, which you have to check every morning. All right, let me show you the interior of the tuk-tuk. Come on in. So inside here, we've got everything that we need to drive the tuk-tuk. This is the accelerator. These are the gears. We've got a phone holder, indicators, which we always leave on, headlights, parking lights, horn. Only works when it's on, apparently. We've got our fuel tank, our speedometer, phone charger. Down here, we've got the brake fluid and the brake. We've got the handbrake, and what's really handy is this is our reserve tank. So if we run out of fuel, which hopefully we won't because we're being quite cautious with the fuel tank, we can turn this 180 degrees down, and then that'll give us 1.5 litres of fuel to get us to a fuel station. We're finding that about an hour's driving is taking about a quarter of a tank. I think they said around 25 kilometres to 30 kilometres per litre, but fuel's so cheap. This morning we paid £1.80 for half a tank. About 700 rupees, so shouldn't be a problem. Underneath this seat is a few things that I'll show you. So we've got a spare tyre, we've got a spare clutch cable, and we've also got the battery as well. So all quite important things. So yeah, that's quite handy, and we can put some valuables in there, I guess, if we have to leave the tuk-tuk on its own. At the very back of the tuk-tuk, we've got plenty of luggage and our luggage storage area. We were a bit concerned that we wouldn't fit all our luggage in, but hasn't been a problem. It's fitted in like a dream. That concludes the Tuk Tuk Tour. Overall, very happy. We're both a little bit anxious about driving a tuk-tuk in Sri Lanka, but so far, touch wood, we're doing okay. Yeah, have a quick drink and then we'll get back on the road. half an hour to go. We've just booked our accommodation for the night, which is actually surprisingly hard to do in the back of a tuk-tuk, getting tooted at all the time. But we booked our accommodation, half an hour to go. Today's been a good day, we're just both a little bit tired and looking forward to some air conditioning and a shower. But these views out here are just incredible. We've arrived. Woo. What a day. Please be nice, please be nice, please be nice.
Turn this off because no one needs to know that Matt's got a sweaty bum.
I'm actually surprised at the value for money that we've got here. So this was £17 a night. We also got a free room upgrade and it's massive. So we've got 2 beds. So we've got a single bed and a double bed. That's mine, that's Matt's. We've got a massive bathroom, which I desperately need a shower because I've never sweat so much driving on these roads. And then we've got this amazing view, which I do want to sit out here at some point and look over the lagoon, but at the minute it's just so warm. I don't know if I can yet, but all of this for £17 a night. Oh, so dreamy. So first things first, we're going to shower and eat, and then tomorrow we're going for our first ever surf lesson. Now it's something that I've wanted to do for a while. I've managed to talk Matt into it, and we're going to go for a private surfing lesson. I'm a little bit nervous, but I feel like nothing can compare to the fear of driving a tuk-tuk, so I feel mildly nervous. But yeah, it should be really good fun. So we'll see you tomorrow on the waves.
Good morning, we've just arrived at probably one of the most beautiful beaches in Sri Lanka. Today we're taking on our first surfing lesson, which I've wanted to do for a while, but I've just been too nervous to do it. But now we're finally taking the plunge. We're here at the surf school. We've got our cute little t-shirts on, so we all look professional, but we have no idea what we're doing. We're just waiting for our surf instructor to come and teach us how to ride these waves.
Yeah, this is the one. Come on.
Right, we're just waiting for the waves because there's not many today. They're all quite small, which is sort of good for a beginner, but also there's not many. So yeah, I'm just waiting. This is honestly the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Is that okay?
Up! Look forward, forward, forward! Look forward, guys!
Yeah, oh, yay, we'll count that, we'll count that. So that's our surfing lesson done. An hour and a half of getting beaten up by waves. We're absolutely exhausted.
I would do it again, but I just feel like It was just so much more difficult than I thought it was. Also, I have this really bad habit of wanting to be good at stuff instantly, and surfing is definitely not the one.
I knew it was going to be difficult, but it was incredibly difficult. So I think I got up like a handful of times and did a little bit of a surf, so I'm dead happy with that. You got up 2-3 times?
Twice, I think, in there and a half.
It is tough.
I just want to cry.
Physically exhausted and you just get absolutely bashed to pieces by the waves. But yeah, I'm really glad we did it. Anyway, we've treated ourselves with some vanilla milkshakes and we've got some food on the way, which we'll show you shortly.
Food's just arrived. It looks so good. There's just something about carbs that tastes so good when you're all sulky in the sea and the sun's out. And that avocado cheese looks amazing.
Well deserved.
It is well deserved.
We're just about to set off driving for the day, so we've checked out of our hotel and first stop is to Kataragama, so that's about 4 hours away, and the reason we're going there is because it's actually very close to one of Sri Lanka's most popular national parks, but we're not going there today. First things first, so we need to check our tuk-tuk over, so we need to treat this thing like it's our own vehicle because it isn't actually tuk-tuk rental that own these vehicles, it's local Sri Lankan people, so we need to take care of this thing really well. So first things first, we're going to check the brake fluid, which to be fair looks really good. The second thing is tyres, so apparently we have to make sure that they're the same tyres that were on yesterday because people do steal them. And that they're not flat. Yeah, that feels good. Do the other two. And to be fair, they look the same. They don't look flat. Good. Last thing is the oil. So down here we should have a little oil dipstick. I've never even done this on my own car, never mind our tuk-tuk. And then I brought some tissue so I can wipe it and then re-dip it and then get an accurate measurement. So it should be towards the high level, which it is, so we're good to go.
Yeah, good. How many? 2, 3?
3.
We have 3, please. Thank you. We got a little hungry, so we decided to pull over on the little stall that was at the side of the street, which Matt really wanted to do. It just felt like a real adventure if we just pulled over and got food. So this lady was making roti, and the smoke coming from the shack was what originally attracted us to this place. We were like, that looks good. So we pulled over. She's made 3 fresh ones for us. They're so fresh. They are so good. They're like crispy on the outside, doughy in the middle. I don't know whether it's just because we pulled over on the side of the road on a whim, but they're so nice. I really want to try this sambar. I know I'm not very good with spice, but it looks so tasty. It's so good, but it's spicy. Oh my god. But it tastes a lot more than just chilli. Like you can taste garlic in there, some other spices. It's so delicious. I'm glad that we stopped by.
Okay, that was a nice little pit stop.
Yeah.
Feeling much better now. Half an hour to go to our accommodation. We may also stop for an ice cream if we see one, so that'll take 10 minutes.